In this video, we are going to see how we can import different 3D models inside Sketchup to add more details and create a more appealing visual for your architecture here or whatever it is your project. Now, you have many different options when you want to import models. The first option is to search and download models from the web. And I will make just a few examples here, but you can find a lot of websites, just search for 3D models. But well, this one here, it's pretty nice. It's called freepolygon.com. And you can see here you have many categories and a lot of assets that you can download and use for free. So you can see here, for example, you can search for categories like architecture, lighting, and so on. The other one, which is probably the most famous, is Sketchup. And you will find really a lot of models. So if you go here to explore, and maybe you go to well, you can search for something in particular at any time. So if you search here, for example, for bed, you're gonna find a lot of models and a lot of information also before you even can download it. Some models are totally for free, some are copyleft. Well, they have different licenses, and also you can buy them if you like the most detail. And here also another one, it's render people, which focuses on people basically. Now these are really highly detailed. You can see you have SketchUp logo here, so you can find also other logos for other 3D software. Now you always need to understand what are the limits of your machine, of your computer. So if you start to bring in a lot of highly detailed, high poly models, then you're probably gonna get stuck at some point. So you need to figure out which is, for example, the limit of your graphic card. So be careful on the number of polygons. Try to keep them low, well, as low as possible. Try not to slow down everything. But the first thing you can do here to speed up your view, if it start to behave strangely and, well, not fluid, you can go here to preferences and get the anti-aliasing to 0, so it's gonna be a little bit faster to show you everything here in the viewport. Okay, now you have some examples here. This is a model from SketchUp directly, and you have libraries in the components window. So if you want to open this one, you go to Window, Default Tray, and Components. Well, this is basically where we can store also our components. Now, if I select here in model, I'm gonna see everything that I have brought and also other stuff that you already have, like always in SketchUp, like these shells and things like that. So you can store everything here. You can also access the 3D warehouse from here to get other models. You can search for models from here. And you can also open the 3D warehouse from here, or you can go directly to the website. So this one here, it's imported, and you can see it has a lot of polygons. And well, you should try to avoid too many polygons. Try to keep them as low as possible. So right here, maybe I can double click and get rid of these two and make two simpler, or maybe I can keep it, but I will just keep an eye on that. Now, another way to still work comfortably is to use the layers or tags and the groups. So if you want to work comfortably, you need to use the groups, and in the outliner you can define which groups you can activate or deactivate. You can see here, if I want to work in this apartment, I need to turn this off. And I can do this with the groups and the layers, so the tags. And we already talked about that into another video. So the management tools here are really important. Okay, let's start to import now from the website. So let's pick this door here. So I will click in the Free Polygon website. And these are some information about the store here. Well, let's just click on 3ds. So sometimes in other software, for example, like Blender, we can use FBX or Unreal Engine or Twinmotion or whatever. This is one of the most common, but for SketchUp, we don't have FBX unless we use some extension. And so I will download the 3ds. And okay, now I downloaded 2. Now once it's finished, I can just click and drag this directly from the web page into the model, or you can go in the downloads folder, or you can use the file import option. Now sometimes you can use the merge coplanar faces, but be careful there. Try maybe to use it and see if it works, but most of the time I think this has to be deactivated. And then you can set the units or leave the model units. Now let's try to import this with centimeters. Now if we know the original units, this is really handy. Otherwise could end up in something too big or too small. But let's see what happens here. So now there you go. Let's just give it a few seconds, and I think this is the correct measure here for this door. And you can see it has these triangles, but this depends on the model, how it is done. Okay, now let's place this into position. So maybe this one here could be my front door. So I will rotate it. Okay, and then move it. There you go. And well, we created the frame before, but now I can use this one here. So I can maybe move this a little bit further and place it like that. The height, it's okay, but I can scale this now and I can try to make it fit at best. And I can use the scale tool here if I want to fix this. And there you go. So this is my new door. Well, once it's placed inside, this is gonna behave like any other object in Sketchup. So it's been converted and I can work with this. Well, firstly, I can select it and go in the entity info and I can change the name. For example, I can call this door and well, do other things. For example, double click, and this is now I am inside the group, double click again, and now I am inside the door panel. So I can start perhaps to remove these lines, which I don't really like. I can use also the eraser. Well, not too many lines. I cannot erase everything, so be careful there. And okay, let's do also